about is the business. And so the business of timber itself, it has some controversies, and especially for people who are importing. Actually, for you're an exporter, but for people who are importing, it has.
I've felt my side of it on that one.
But also the business of exporting itself
has its controversies.
It has its controversies, but it's also a very hard business to penetrate. It's from what I've heard, getting actual licenses to move products, apart from I did some avocado farming myself, and some fruit farming that I wanted to export, and we couldn't get a license to do the exportation ourselves, so we had to get we could, but the process was tedious for us. We had to instead make a deal with a company that already does exporting. You had to do and we had to, that meant we had to forfeit a little bit of our profit as well.
But according to what you're saying, you already know how the business environment actually works.
Yeah, and I mean, I have an idea. I'm saying so first of all, addressing the controversy within timber, within the timber industry. First of all, most of the conversations I hear, timber that's imported is gotten from Congo, and it's sort of used to fund the war in Congo, so the instability can keep the timber business flowing.
Yes.
How true is that?
Well, you see, how should I put it? When you want a baby, I'll tell you this. You have to know that your wife can actually die giving birth if you have children. This and experience this, you can actually see it. But now you see, at the end of the day, you want the child, right? And at the end of the day, you try and look at the positive. But I'll give you an example. I'm not having another child because my last born almost killed my madam. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, because of that, my madam is asking me for another child every day. But I'm the one who sat there, made decisions when she was unconscious. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. I do not want to be put in that position ever again in my life. Now, let me bring it back to you, to timber. I hope you can draw the relationship.
Yeah, I think I get that.
In timber, every business, be it petrol, be it has its bad side. And unfortunately, the world works like that. There's nothing you're going to do about it.
Yeah, true.
Like if you go and see where the fuel you're using, where the actual oil is mined, there are controversies. There's environmental degradation. There are the instabilities that have to be kept there in order to keep the oil pumping.
We see what happened to Libya, for example.
But even before Gaddafi's downfall, if you notice, there was always issues going on in the actual place where the oil comes from. Because where there's money, everybody wants it and everybody feels entitled to it. Now, you need to know who you are. For example, I'm a Catholic. Yes? I believe in all the principles that the Catholic faith taught me, whereby I cannot go into the controversy of going into a bush, cutting down a forest, and having to use using the military that is involved to actually get the timber out of the Congo forest. You understand what I'm trying to say? So what happens is, there are people who have already done that. You understand what I'm trying to say? And they're going to deliver it to your doorstep. You understand what I'm trying to say? People how they do it, that is their issue, provided the price is right. You understand what I'm trying to say? And guess what? The price will always... Haven't you ever wondered how diamonds are always ending up on the... blood diamonds are ending up in places and they are actually now legal when they are being sold in... So, timber has its standard of what makes it legal and what makes it illegal. What makes timber legal is if it has been stamped by the forestry ministry with its actual papers. Now, I have never traced a tree to how it got to Uganda. You understand what I'm trying to say? I do. You know very well that business is mainly operated by people in security, both on the other side of the border and on this side of the border. You understand what I'm trying to say? So don't ask questions of, how did he get this tree? Question is, are the papers right?
Look at
when
the papers
I'm at my factory and the lorry comes through, are my papers right? Like when forestry comes, can I defend it? I don't know if this timber was from, let me say, there are other places in Uganda where timber comes from. But at that moment, I'll not say, okay, me who's been in the timber industry for a long time, I can look at a tree and tell you where it's from. You understand, like, because of they differ.
Yeah.
Like when you go to the specifics, they differ. Some are hairy, some are red, some will never dry completely. Some as in there's a lot of some crack, like whereby you can. How should I put it? Like especially, let me give you an example. When you look, you see this design on this table you're actually talking about. If it were actual timber, when it's not Formica, and also all this would be cracks in your timber, which have been worked on, to actually pull off this design. And that's what will make it expensive and actually desirable for you to brag about it. You understand what I'm trying to say? So there's timber which does that, all in different types of mahogany. You understand what I mean? Because I only deal with mahogany, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Now, what happens is I will look at it, I will know. But provided your paperwork is legal, I've cross-checked it, it's legal. And let me tell you something about forestry. It's for the forestry ministry here. I don't know who gives them their intelligence, but whoever is doing it is doing a very good job, because you are never going to offload a lorry before you are arrested. Yes? Always. You will be arrested, then you bring out the paperwork, it's verified, then you can continue your
I see.
There's no day you are going to offload a truck and you are not arrested.
Somehow they'll know that there's a lorry with timber in the country.
I don't know how they are doing their intelligence. Maybe my own factory workers are part of their network. It's okay. The whole point is they keep us straight.
I see.
Because I'll give you an example. In 2017, I applied for my first American visa, because I had traveled the world, but I had never seen the reason in going to America. Like, something about me, I never go anywhere where I don't have business. Like, I've never taken a holiday. I've had holidays, but I've never left Uganda that I have gone on holiday. What happens is, after my business, I take a detour. You understand what I'm trying to say? Now, I wanted an American visa. So I applied all my paperwork. I was clean. My passport is good. I have like 10-year UK visas, 10-year EU business visas. Well, I'm well traveled a bit. Now, I was asked a question which was almost blacklisting me. Question is core business, just like I told you, timber. My passport was put in with this. My passport was put in the bag with political people with political issues, people who have real cases, like real big FBI wanted cases, people who are smuggling gold, diamond, or human trafficking, to an investigator like in his pile, now to investigate me, which he told me to produce certificates of my timber importation from Congo, and also to justify my accounts now, the transactions that have been going on, because they are the people they are fighting. You get what I'm trying to say? In order to make Congo stable. So I looked, and I actually, when I was, they pose that question to you, but they pose it through email, because they talk to you nicely and tell you to go home, so that they can now actually ask you to do all those things, or come pick your passport, and you're blacklisted for life. So it just hit me, because somebody told me the American visa is issued in a day. Yes? In a day or two, or something like that. So it hit me that this guy, I've satisfied everything, because I know my worth and I know my paperwork, and because like I have no forged document in my possession, and in my head I'm like, anybody would be at least happy that a genuine businessman is coming to their country, maybe for a holiday, because come on, we are coming to Spain. That's foreign exchange for them.
That's true.
Now, I looked at it and I'm like, these guys are wasting my time. I can go elsewhere. You get what I'm trying to say? So I wrote, please return my passport, yes, and so that I travel and do my other things. You understand what I'm trying to say? So they told me, no, listen here. We need you to certify and clean this area, your timber issue, because it's going to be, it can even actually blacklist you all the way to Europe. So I told them, look here, I run a factory in Kampala. The address, you have it. The articles of association, you have them. If you want a site visit, please do. But I don't think I should be in position, because you're not Uganda Revenue Authority. But when you come and see, there are trucks offloading timber. I don't know where the trucks are from. I don't know what they do. A businessman is coming to trade with me. You understand what I'm trying to say? My job is to get the timber, which is in raw format, turn it into the pieces that are required by my clients. Yes, work on it. Basically, I'm to add value. The export part of my business is how should I put it? I offload from Mombasa. So basically, I'm not the one actually exporting the timber. You understand what I'm trying to say? The other guy is importing the timber into his country. He's just so scared of the insecurity and everything that it's like I've sold him the timber from my factory at a good premium, but I just help him with the transport to Mombasa. From there on, it's his what?
It's his business.
It's his business. So what am I trying to tell you? My job is value addition. You get what I'm trying to say? And then again, if you know your global economics, works by the hands in Europe are very expensive. Yes. So to produce, for example, a door, just a simple door, yes, in Europe it would go for about a mahogany door. They would sell it to you for about £2,000. Let's say in the UK. Here it goes for a shutter would go for about 700,000. Do you see the contrast? Now, another thing, the labor on that door to turn it into a door. In Europe, it would cost them at least, people are paid per hour. But I think, I'm not sure, but it would cost them another, let me see, $400 or $500 to turn that timber into a door. Now here, I have all the machines and they're from Italy. I'll cut it to size where all you need to do, remember, when a door is cut in pieces, joining it is very simple. Very simple. Even a carpenter student who started yesterday can actually do it. Yes. So what happens is he will if I cut it to size, and you see Europe is a bit standardized, whereby you will not come up all of a sudden and
with a weird size
of door. You get what I'm trying to say? You'll work within guidelines. Yes. So what happens is I'll load a container of doors which have been cut and painted. And how should I put it? Like the finishing will not be done to make it which color, which dye of which stain you want. But it will be cut to size. All you have to do is assemble it and spray it the way you want it. Whereby I'm giving the other guy basically a finished product. You understand? But he's going to import it in pieces. And when he reaches that side, he'll have saved on the labor. You get what I'm trying to say? To turn it into a door, to turn the wood into a door. You get what I'm trying to say? So all you have to do is when you make an order, for example, you're doing a housing project that side, but definitely it has to be high end because otherwise they don't put in mahogany doors in there, or mahogany floors or mahogany ceilings, etc. Now what happens is when he comes to contract to your place, all he has to do is assemble. You get what I'm trying to say? So he has actually made money by producing in Africa. You get what I'm trying to say? And then all he does is the final touch there. So it's basically commerce. But when you come down to it, to the controversy you're talking about, I don't see it because in my part of the work, I don't get entangled in it.
So I see that perspective actually quite clearly. What you're saying is the world is complex, basically. There is a war somewhere, but the fact that for you can control your own ecosystem, and you know that you
and I can keep my conscience clear.
Exactly. So